With the mod workshop up and running, the modding community have been very busy, releasing a ton of content for us to enjoy. This week I'll cover a number of mods by Dead Baron, which have recently been released for Warhammer 3. We kick things off with Dead's Kislev units and Dead's Cult of the Possessed unit pack. Dead's Kislev units adds 4 new options to the Kislev roster. The Vasniki are a hybrid unit with flaming attacks. They are based on the Vasnik unit from the expanded roster Kislev mod from Warhammer 2. In combat, they rely on their dual axes and a decent melee attack to dish out their damage, while from range they throw fire bottles, which are limited in number but quite potent when they hit. I think the Vasniki are a great addition, though I think the range is a bit on the high side at 75, and dropping this to 40 or 50 would make more sense. The second unit are the Dryashki, an anti-infantry unit of expert fighters that wield dual swords in combat. They have a good melee attack at 42 and a decent weapon strength of 48. Their biggest weakness is the complete lack of armor, making them a very juicy target for ranged foes. I like this unit, which are good infantry munchers, but I'd probably tweak them a little, as I think 90 models in their unit may be a bit too many if they are meant to be elite fighters, so I'd drop their model count, up their life per model, and give them a little more damage. Next, we have the ranged Droboviki. This variant of the Starzi uses a shotgun axe, which has high damage output over a shorter range. They come with a decent armor of 70 and are able to defend themselves reasonably well, having a melee defense of 28. Adding 1 or 2 of these units to your army can be very effective when you want to mow down enemy infantry blobs. I find it quite useful to circle them around the flanks and fire into the enemy's side or rear. The final unit in the pack are the War Bears. This unit of 16 bears have a good speed of 75 and a decent charge at 32. They can be great for chasing down skirmishers or archers in the early game, as they have the speed to catch enemies and the bite to do some good damage when they catch them. The Vasniki can be recruited from the first tier of the barracks building chain, with the Dryachki available at tier 2 and the Dropoviki at tier 3, while the Warbears are available from the first tier of the Animal Den building chain. I think these additions fit well into the Kislev roster, and have their own distinct roles which make them useful. I look forward to seeing what other units Dead Baron might add for Kislev in the future. Now let's move on to the second unit pack. Dead's Cult of the Possessed unit pack adds 3 new melee units along with 1 ranged unit for the Demon Prince. The Brethren Swordsmen are an expendable shielded unit with a reasonable melee attack and defense. They are similar to Bretonnian's meta-arms and act as a great cheap meat shield for the faction. The second unit included in the pack are the Brethren Spearmen. They are similar to the Swordsmen in that they are an expendable unit, but their focus is more defensive, having the charge defense versus large and the charge reflection abilities. The third melee unit are the Dark Souls, which are a more elite unit which have armor-piercing weapons and are unbreakable. They have a good melee attack at 34 and a reasonable charge bonus of 22. The sole ranged unit in the group are the Brethren Archers, who have a middling range of 120 with a decent missile strength of 21. Much like the Swordsman and Spearman units, they are expendable, allowing them to act as a meat shield in a pinch. The Brethren Spearmen can be recruited from the Province Capital building chain at tier 1, with the Brethren Swordsmen and Archers available at tier 2. The Dark Souls can be recruited at tier 3 of the same building chain. I think these units are a great addition to the Demon roster, though I wouldn't mind seeing them available in some manner for the other Chaos factions. It might also be interesting to see a low-tier cavalry unit for the cultists added as well. I recommend checking out Dead Baron's workshop. The link will be in the description below, and if you like what you see, why not leave a thumbs up for their work. In the next Mod Spotlight video, we will take a look at Dead Baron's additions to the Cathayan roster. Until then, thanks for watching, and thanks to my patrons, Hot Apple Pie and Solarith Magnetar, for the continued support.